When the Lamb broke the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature saying, "Come." I looked, and behold, an ashen horse, and he who sat on it had the name Death, and Hades was falling with him. Authority was given to him over a fourth of the earth, to kill with sword, and with famine, and with pestilence, and by the wild beasts of the earth. Revelation 6:7-8. The world believes that this COVID crisis is coming to an end, but it really is just the beginning. For Christ warned his disciples pestilence and plagues would proceed at the end. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be great earthquakes, and in various places plagues and famines, and there will be terrors and great signs from heaven. Luke 21:10-11. For God promised he would send his plagues upon his people as a forewarning of their misdeeds. For as the Lord said through Moses, "If you are not careful to observe all the words of this law which are written in this book, to fear this honored and awesome name, the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring extraordinary plagues on you and your descendants, even severe and lasting plagues, and miserable and chronic sicknesses. He will bring back on you all the diseases of Egypt, of which you were afraid, and they will cling to you. Also every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, the Lord will bring on you until you are destroyed." Deuteronomy 28:58-61.
The earth has been afflicted with an outbreak of respiratory disease caused by a new coronavirus that was first detected in China and now has spread throughout the world, known as COVID-19. And this plague of COVID-19 has taken a toll upon this earth. As of January 25, 2021, according to the CDC, the U.S. has had over 418,000 COVID-related deaths, and according to the WHO, there have been over 2.15 million COVID-related deaths worldwide.
But the Lord warned that just as in the time of Moses and the 10 plagues of Egypt, the plagues would not end. For as he said, "I sent a plague among you after the manner of Egypt. I slew your young men by the sword, along with your captured horses. And I made the stench of your camp rise up in your nostrils. Yet you have not returned to me, declares the Lord." Amos 4:10.
Although we are taking the right precautions and human measures, mankind has failed to return to the Lord. Thus, the COVID virus continues to mutate and spread throughout the world. According to Dr. Anthony Fauci, in his January 21, 2021 interview, the much talked about UK variant prompted a month-long shutdown in that country and has been reported in about 20 states. "It is here for sure," said Fauci. He confirmed that this virus is more transmissible. Fauci warned there are more cases, more hospitalizations, and you're ultimately going to get more death. Just yesterday, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said there was evidence a new variant of COVID-19 discovered late last year could be associated with higher mortality. We've been informed today that in addition to spreading more quickly, it also now appears that there is some evidence that the new variant, the variant that was first discovered in London and the southeast of England, may be associated with a higher degree of mortality, he said at a news briefing. And another cause for concern is that with these new variants, we will be seeing a diminution in the efficacy of the vaccine. more in South Africa than UK. Fauci insisted that the vaccine might fall from 95% effective to 80% effective. Then on Monday, the California Department of Public Health revealed that another lesser-known strain had been circulating in the county as well. Dubbed Cal-20C, the variant is thought to have arisen in the state in July, but it only began spreading significantly in November. It carries a mutation which is likely less susceptible to the currently approved vaccines. According to the New York Times, this mutation was found in over half the California test samples analyzed in mid-January. And while the world is worried about the COVID virus, another plague is brewing on the horizon, for the swine flu is percolating in the pig farms of China. U.S. health officials are tracking a newly discovered strain of swine flu in China they say has the characteristics of viruses with potential to cause a human pandemic. Researchers conducting surveillance on pigs in China found genotype 4 G4 Eurasian avian-like H1N1 viruses that have been detected since 2016. The strain has genes from a mix of pig, avian, and human viruses, and genes from the 2009 H1N1 flu pandemic virus. The new strain appears to grow well in human airway epithelial cells and possesses all the essential hallmarks of being highly adapted to infect humans, according to the study. Testing of 338 swine workers in China found 10% had evidence of a past infection. The CDC called the strain a potential pandemic concern because of its novelty. Humans don't have immunity to this new virus, and it is too different from seasonal flu vaccine strains for these vaccines to be effective. And more recently, Dr. Leonard Mermel of Brown University and medical director of the Department of Epidemiology warned that latest tests are showing that now more than 15% of Chinese pig farmers have tested positive for antibodies to the new disease, and more are being infected in rural cities, and the disease is fast moving to the cities in China. Dr. Mermel added, "Unfortunately, this influenza strain has all the attributes to cause a pandemic. It's easily taken up by human cells. It can be spread in an animal model, ferret to ferret, through respiratory secretions." The ferrets that got infected have worse outcomes than seasonal influenza. He further warned, "This unique strain is more virulent and more infectious and has worse outcomes than human influenza A." And on top of the COVID pandemic and this potential swine flu pandemic, there is a new fatal flu virus looming. Dr. Mermel further added that this is not the only non-COVID pandemic threat. Another new influenza virus called H7N9 is also fast spreading in some parts of China and has a very high associated morbidity and mortality.
But though we may suffer from pestilence and plague during this ordeal, at the end the Lord's kingdom shall reign. For when the plagues are done, the new kingdom shall be revealed. For as the prophecy says, "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth have passed away, and there is no longer any sea. And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, made ready as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is among men, and he will dwell among them, and they shall be his people, and God himself will be among them. And he will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there will no longer be any death, There will no longer be any mourning or crying or pain. The first things have passed away. Revelation 21, 1 through 4.